Welcome to Exotics Racing. My name is Mike Manani, and I am standing out in the middle of our very own racetrack in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, while these other supercars race around us, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight to what our Mercedes SLS AMG is all about. First thing you're going to notice about this car is its beautiful styling. And the styling of this car is a throwback to the Mercedes 300 SL, made in the 1950s and early 1960s by Mercedes. Now, what made that car so iconic is this long nose, this big grille opening, and of course, these beautiful gull wing doors. Now, while it is pretty, it also has a lot of performance that goes along with it. Underneath this big long hood is a 6.3 liter V8 engine pumping out 560 horsepower. This is the highest horsepower naturally aspirated engine ever offered by a manufacturer for mass production. Definitely gets this car down the road at a very high rate of speed. 0 to 60 in this car is just a little bit over 3 seconds. Now, front engine, rear wheel drive platform. The hood is so long that they've been able to move the engine back towards the center of the car more to offer a very balanced feel. Think of it more as a front mid-engine design as opposed to a traditional rear mid-engine design. Let's take a look and see how beautiful this thing is on the inside. Inside the Mercedes SLS AMG is one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. The color combination of the red and black leather, the stitching, all of the retro styling cues with the air conditioning vents gives it a real classic look with a modern twist. The gear lever here, nice and small, fits really well inside your hand. Beautiful embossed AMG logo right on the top of it. Paddle shifters turn with the wheel. They're nice and easy to see, nice and easy to reach. The aluminum dash is beautiful to look at and has a rev counting light so you can easily keep track of your revs as you're going through the gears. Everything inside the car, inside the cabin, is easy to access. The seats are really comfortable yet supportive at the same time. It's one of my favorite cars to be inside. It's also one of my favorite cars to drive. So let's see how this thing does on the racetrack. All right, here we are in the Mercedes SLS AMG. We're about to make our way onto our racetrack out here in Las Vegas. Now, the Mercedes SLS is known as what's called a GT car, a grand touring car. So it's built mainly for the road, but it also has high performance. Now, if you've ever driven a Dodge Viper, or you know about the Dodge Viper, this car's a lot like a little bit more refined version of one of those things. It's got a lot of horsepower, big, long front end. Now, they do that so they can set the engine back further towards the middle of the car to help with the balance of weight, give the car a more stable feel through the middle of the corner. My favorite part about this car is the noise that big 6.3 liter V8 makes. It's got a growl unlike any other. You know Mercedes, you know AMG, you know their engines sound very unique to their own. This is no exception. Each Mercedes-AMG engine is hand-built out in Germany. On the engine, you'll see a placard that has the guy's actual name that built your engine. Definitely a unique feature to Mercedes and AMG specifically. Handling-wise, this car, the highest horsepower naturally aspirated engine, which means it's the highest horsepower engine that's not using a supercharger or a turbocharger. So what that translates to is it's very fast in a straight line. Through the middle of the corner, the car still feels like a front engine, rear wheel drive car as it should, but you will feel that balance feeling as you're going through the middle of it because they set that engine so far back towards the middle of the car. More of a front mid-engine setup, like the Ferraris or Lamborghinis have the rear mid-engine setup. Like most of our high-performance cars, these cars are fitted with a gigantic brake kit to help slow these things down from that high rate of speed that they get from all that horsepower. Paddle shifting works really well in these cars, however. Kind of a combination of you shifting the car and the car making its own decisions on when to shift. It's from Germany. Sometimes they think the Germans know better than we do. So your car, sometimes if you try to upshift it early while you're full throttle, the car waits a little bit to make that upshift. Oh, that engine noise. Whoa. Oh yeah. There we go. Woo. Little wiggle under power there. That high horsepower V8 engine. Definitely a thrill ride. So come out to one of our Exotics Racing locations and drive this beautiful Mercedes SLS AMG for just $249 for 5 laps around our very own racetrack. $40 a lap additional after that. We'll see you out here.